Wednesday, January 11th. This is a pre-open SPY report. I'm just going to shoot a quick opening video here about 2 hours before the open. It's pretty clear what we're looking for if you look at the recap video from yesterday. Essentially, yesterday we had a two down kind of green bar that now projects back to the upside. And if you look at our pre-market range, the high and low at the moment aligns nicely with first of all, the bottom of the range is where the continuity of the week might turn red. That's kind of the open of the week. So if we start below there in some form and then can get down, below the halfway point, if we end up going down there, let's see if you want to take out the halfway point of that bar to get a failure on this projected up move, and then that could project towards the lows of that bar and maybe an actual failure of a breakout of this big range. But until that happens, we're going to be biased to the upside. Look for a breakout of the range. We want to get above now the pre-market highs, which is this blue line. You can see we're skewing to the upside. We can break out of there, then we're expecting us to kind of reach our first target, which is the high on Monday. And if you look then at the back at the weekly chart at that point, we're starting up and we're going to eat into, and we're going to continue with continuity to the upside. Green on the weekly chart, we have continuity green on the monthly chart as well. So everything's up at the moment as long as we kind of start up and head above that pre-market high, and then we're projecting, like I said, up to that level. If you also look back on the daily chart, that's what I was trying to say. Up here, that would be our next target to reach. So if we can get a nice opening, look for this to hit and probably this to hit, and then it might be tricky to work all the way up there by the end of the week, especially with CPI numbers coming out. But again, the question is going to be, can we break out of there, reach our target, reach our next target somewhere up here, a nice green day? If this continues to fail, then we still might be failing breaking out of this range, and that's sort of the big context here. Was this just a one-day pause and then a big breakout, or are we just going to pause here, continue to fail to move up, and eventually at some point get some kind of reversal? Maybe it's a weekly reversal. We get the two up week and then maybe a two down week next week. If we really have some kind of a fail, we're going to have 2 days to really see how this bar closes. So anyway, let's kind of look at the upside today, but know that we have to break above that line, pre-market high, wherever that ends up. We have to take, that's our target. We have another target a little higher, and that could be kind of the move on the day, and we'll just see if we can get that. If not, then continue to monitor that maybe we're failing to break out of this range. But for now, after yesterday's kind of failure to move lower, we are expecting higher. So let's see what happens today.